Alright, so today we have an idle game. This one is developed and published by Mob, and it's called Revenger Saga. The entire point of this game is to get as strong as possible, as fast as possible, so that you could take revenge on the gods that took everything away from you, as you were reborn as a human being. And yeah, this is just a game that's all about progression. But before we get any further, I have to say that this video is sponsored by Mob. Thank you guys for sponsoring this video. We're just going to sit here, we're going to talk about the game, and I'm going to show you some of the features that this game have, the purpose of even playing a game like this, and yeah, let's get it popping. So first off, I want to tell you guys why a game like this even exists, because this is one of those games that has a character that controls themselves, go through waves and waves of enemies, and after so many waves, you go to the next stage, rinse and repeat. Now, why would you even play a game like this? Well, this is one of those games that you're going to have playing on the side if you're working, or if you don't have any time to play something else. You'll just simply play this in order to get that satisfying progression that you get in a lot of these games. Now, you'll be managing this character. That is the whole purpose of the game in the first place. You are managing a character that is continuously going wave after wave against these enemies, and you need to make sure that this character is strong enough to progress further. If they aren't, they're just going to go back and replay a certain stage over and over again until they are ready to progress further. You do have the option to summon bosses and force into the next stage, but if you're not strong enough, like I said, they're just going to go back and fight the previous thing that they weren't able to defeat over and over again until you get enough gold, enough currency for skill ups and what have you, in order to make sure that all of your progression is maintained, and you can go ahead and fight these bigger bosses. And then you just continue the process, right? You can see after every single one of these waves, I'm getting a certain amount of currency, whether it's gold or gems or whatever I need in order to make any sort of progress. The name of the game is progress. That's literally what you're going to be hearing over and over again as I talk about this game. So I'm going to switch this into vertical so that you guys can see some of the menu options. So now that I'm in vertical, you can see that I have some other options available. There's Infinite Tower. Infinite Tower is pretty much a challenge for me to just go ahead and fight waves of enemies, and these enemies progressively get harder. They give you more currency than the normal missions would, these normal waves of enemies would, and I was pretty much stuck, I believe I was stuck at 9. I should be able to make more progress here. I should at least be able to make it to floor 13 if I was to go ahead and try that. I might try that a little later in this video. And then there's also world bosses. World bosses are just bosses that you would go and defeat, and the job is just to pretty much do as much damage as you possibly can in a short amount of time so that you can make as much progress as possible. The more progress that you make, the more rewards that you'll get here as you get further and further into this list of missions here, or these stages. So you can see there are leaderboards in this game. This is pretty much a flex. You want to try and be the best that you can possibly be in this entire list. And as you can see, a character by the name of Ness is the top player in terms of the world boss. I don't know if there's different servers, but in terms of the server that I'm on, Ness is the top player as far as world bosses go. There's also dungeons that you can go ahead and complete, and they give you a certain amount of currency that you can use in order to level up your character as well. Skill dungeon, same thing, just a different form of currency. And divine stone. Now you can see there's also some that I have not been able to reach yet because I just haven't reached those stages. Most of the features here are locked behind stages. If you can't reach that stage, you're not going to be able to participate in some of the events. And like I said, I've only been playing this for a couple of days, so I'm unable to get to some of the best content in the game, and that will just take some time. You can either just leave the game on and let the character make as much progress as she can possibly make, micromanage every now and then in order to make sure that you get some of the skills unlocked and level up some of your abilities, and obtain some of this currency that will help you progress forward. Now, you pretty much get a lot of this over and over again throughout your entire experience. You're never going to see these options go away because there's just so much of these materials that you're going to be receiving throughout this entire process. Look at this. A whole bunch of experience and gold. Receive all of that. A whole bunch of these gems in order to go to the skill dungeons and the enhancement dungeons, and some more gems for some of these dungeons, more dungeon exploration, labyrinth. Some of this stuff I haven't even reached yet. They're already giving me some of the currency so that when I do reach it, I'm able to just go ahead and knock some of that stuff out or get as far as possible. Now, one thing I'm gonna go ahead and show you is the weapons. Now, this is something that you will have: weapons, helmets, armor, all that stuff. Once you reach a specific level, you can start putting different stats on these things. Now, the way that the stats are applied is through RNG, but because of the way that this game is managed, once you get to a certain level, you're able to push for specific stats. Now, I'm going to switch this attack stat to a crit damage stat, and you'll basically just sit here and wait for it to reach the stat that you want. I asked for a double S attack stat, or crit stat, sorry. A double S crit stat. And it's going to cycle through these, and I could just leave this here while it looks for that specific stat, and then it will lock it onto this item. I can unlock it and change the stat at any time, but this is pretty much how this works. And as you can see, we just got that stat. So now I could pretty much do the same thing again if I wanted to with this defense stat. So we hit the auto button. It says that the two stats that I would want on this specific item are the crit damage or power attack. So we're gonna go ahead and select power attack, and it's going to cycle through the same thing again. It's gonna look for that stat, and then it's going to lock the stat. This applies for all the weapons, all the armor, whether it's a helmet, armor, or shoes. And yeah, you can do the same thing with the accessories. I haven't gotten too far with the accessories yet because I didn't know the importance of them. I'm still learning the game as I go, but the further that I get into this, the easier it is to understand how I'm supposed to be progressing forward. You'll also be getting some of these adventure chests that give you a whole bunch of different items. You get gold from it, you get some of the materials that you need in order to level up your character. You get experience, and pretty much that's how the progression goes in this game. You'll also be doing the same thing with your skills. You'll go through each and every one of your skills. Once you receive a certain amount of the currency needed in order to level up your skills, you will level up the skill. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and find, I believe it's this one here. Yeah, this lunges at enemies 3 times in succession. I want to level this up, and it's gonna allow me to do that twice. And we're just gonna keep on doing that. Now, you're gonna manage these skills as you go. You're gonna be removing some, adding some new ones. And if you want to go ahead and remove all the progression that you had on those, you can go ahead and get all your skill books back and use them on another skill just to kind of try out that skill opposed to the ones that you have. I'm still trying to figure out the best skills that work on my character for how I'm building her. And yeah, she's just making all the progress that she possibly can with the skills that I've given her. It's all about how you're managing your character, right? So you're gonna go through these waves, you're gonna let her do her thing, and the ultimate goal is to try and complete some of the harder stages. The infinite tower, the world bosses, labyrinths, raids. You want to go through these dungeons. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the world boss. I'm gonna show you this. Now, this is the one where I told you you are basically trying to do as much damage as you possibly can in a short amount of time. You have about 70 seconds, and you can see I've already made it to stage 6. I was stuck at stage 7 last time that I did this, and as you can see, I'm breezing through stage 7 with still 53 seconds to go. So I'm doing a lot more damage than I was doing before. 8 wasn't even possible for me to complete, because the last time I tried this, when I made it to 8, I only had 10 seconds, and I barely even cracked the first 10% of stage 8. So I managed to make it to stage 9. I think I'll probably make it to stage 10 and then have difficulty after that. And then I can show you some of the rewards that you obtain from doing all that. Let me go ahead and put this in landscape so that you can see a greater look at all this stuff. There is world chat here as well, so you can see what people are saying and communicate with other players, figure out the best way to build your characters if you are struggling. So you can see I only have 8 seconds left here, and I made it to stage 10. Yeah, I'm not making it any further than this. And there you have it. I completed this. I made it to stage 10, and now it's going to show you the rewards that I've obtained. Now, I've obtained all of this here. All of this. This is going to be great for leveling up some of the characters that I have. That's crazy. Now, if you were to log in today, you'll get 1,000,000 free crystals, as well as more than 2,000 summons for weapons and gear and stuff like that that you would obtain in the game. And yeah, you'll be able to obtain all this stuff within your first day. You can get your first god tier weapon from the login reward, so you're just going to be logging in every single day until you receive some of the best gear that you can possibly get. One aspect of the game that I haven't dove into yet would be the costumes. Now, they are skill costumes. They do provide stats, so the higher you go into these costumes, the better your stats are going to be. You're going to want to go through some of this stuff in order to figure out which one was the best for you. And if you choose to go down this route and obtain some of these skins, you will see a significant increase in some of your abilities. So this is probably a route that some of you might want to take if you want to. But so far, so good. I have just been able to just complete some of the content with just allowing my character to do the work and making some minor changes to my build as I go. So those are all the options that you have here for a game like this. If this is something that you are interested in, you can go ahead and try the game out. It's available on Android and iOS. I'll have the link in the description as well as in the comment section below. Thank you once again to Crave Mob for sponsoring this video and allowing me to show off Revenger Saga to all of you guys. You'll probably see me playing this game on the side, just kind of having it up when I'm playing something else, or when I walk away from the computer, I'll probably have something like this on during one of my live streams, and I'll give you guys the opportunity to see how much progress I made and probably even put up your own characters against mine. Anyway, that's it for this video. Hope you all enjoyed. Have a wonderful day. Stay healthy, stay safe, stay chaotic. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out, guys.